All right, I am back with a quick update on the 40-gallon breeder saltwater reef tank. So it's been about a month and I've collected a few new corals. So I want to talk about some of the coral I got, and some of the fish I added and subtracted. And also, if you look up there, it's a canister filter. So obviously the filter I want to talk about too. So first things first, all of the corals seem to be doing great. I noticed when I feed them some Fido Feast with some coral gumbo, if you look at that, it's already shelving. Everything's doing wonderfully. Um, they extend their polyps more when you feed them, and they really seem to be growing more. Like this trumpet candy cane coral, it's about to grow 4 heads. I don't know if I could really show you if it has 3 or 4, but it looks like it's growing great. I also added that zoanthid there, so I hope it takes over this rock work. The paleozoas are doing great. It's already added onto the rock work. Some more coralline algae starting to form too. So, man, I'm noticing with this 40-gallon, the more time you wait, the more time you just allow things to settle in, the more the stuff you want's gonna grow in, along with the coral, the algae. Of course, you're gonna get some bad stuff too. Like, I still have hair algae, but when I added some turbo snails, oh my gosh, they did their work. I fed them algae, or some seaweed, so they've been on that. But man, they do their work. I remember the last video I was showing you. This thing was filled with hair algae, but now it's gone. For the most part, they seem to be taking care of it quite well. And then if you look at this Cyphastria, thank you again for letting me know which coral this was. It's growing great. So I decided to add another Cyphastria right next to it and see how they grow along. And then these are the 2 Duncans. They seem to not mind the flow too much. I also got a green Kenya tree coral, and it seems to love this spot. I put it slanted sideways a bit because I know the canister filter likes to flow water through there, so it gets enough water flow through here. And then if you look at I think this is the bird's nest, it's starting to grow a little more. What is it? Basically, I had to take this rockwork off to remove a Banggai cardinal. Long story, but it seems to be getting its polyps back. So I'm noticing the more filtration you have in a reef tank, the better. So if I could go back and do this tank again, I'd definitely get more filtration, or probably a sump. And then you got the pulsing xenia, the mushroom, the acans, and the flower pot coral. And if you look at these guys are all over that rockwork, just taking it over. So yeah, let's talk about some filtration equipment I got. So I removed the Aqua Clear 70 and just left the 110, but I added some rocks. And the reason why is because I want to allow stuff to grow on their beneficial bacteria. And I was talking to one of my respected reef guy friends. He sells corals and fish, and he told me to put rock at the top. So if you have light that absorbs the tank, it'll allow for beneficial bacteria to grow on there. And I removed all the biomedia and I put it in this canister filter. I'll show you what it looks like. This is meant for up to 55 gallons. It comes with a UV light. I think that's for like parasites or something. But if you quarantine your fish, you don't really need to use UV. Unless you want the water to be clear, of course. But man, that thing is a workhorse. I know people don't like using canister filters on reef tanks at all, but I find that if you just put biomedia in there, something to allow, I guess, bacteria to eat away at the nitrifying bacteria, it really makes for your nitrates lowering, your phosphates lowering. So man, that canister filter has been doing wonders. I remember my nitrates every time I did a water change, they go from 20 to I think 10 parts per million. But now it's at 10 parts per million when I'm gonna do a water change. I think back down to 5 or something. So the canister filter, I mean, I gotta say it's been great. Okay. And now I just want to talk about some of the fish. I removed the Bengai cardinals. I think the last video I showed you guys, there was 2 Bengai cardinals, but long story short, they weren't a pair, and the big one killed the other one. He got him stuck in this protein skimmer right there, where it takes in, and he just left him there overnight, and he died. When I woke up in the morning, his body was there. Instead of removing him, I allowed the cleaner shrimp to get their food. So I removed him and I put him in here. There he is. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. But man, he is an asshole. And then I added some new fish, the orchid striped cardinals. So there's 3 over there. There's 1 over there, and there's another. Where is he? Right here. I know it's a lot of bio load. Right now I think I'm at 9-10 fish right now, but I'm allowing the orchid striped cardinals to pair off because I'm gonna try to breed them, the 2 that pair off. So for the meanwhile, it looks like they're doing great, just waiting for them to pair off, and then I'll remove the 3. And then once I know that they're a pair and start breeding eggs, I'm gonna start hatching some parvo pods, which is small copepods, into this tank, and I'm gonna start cultivating some pods for the babies if they make it. So I mean, my goal with this tank was to just breed fish, watch coral grow, and see how much I could contribute to the reef community, you know, because I always wanted some kind of different cardinal, and they're doing great. I noticed with these guys though, if you get 2 and you know you're quarantining them, they're gonna fight a lot. So I noticed the more you have, the better. They kind of spread out their aggression, like Antheus in a way. So the more you have of the cardinal fish, the better, because it allows them time to get their aggression out and to pair off, really. But other than that, I think that's about it. I don't want to be rambling too much. It's almost the 8-minute video, but thank you for everybody who's watching, and I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and thank you for tuning in. Yeah, thank you.